I'd seen YouTube videos of GROBs and I was very impressed. I love the idea of it going upside down and the high dynamics of the machine. If I'm honest, I always thought that they'd be too expensive. So I was pleasantly surprised when a quote turned up within a few days. I mentioned it to Paul and I thought, yeah, I think we can afford this.
We have gone to Citizen because they were known to me personally from previous work, and they proved by their timings, plans, ability to do the work, they proved that before we bought the machine, which was brilliant for us. It worked perfectly.
Okay, so why specifically this machine? So just to clarify, L20 Type 8
Yep.
with LFV. So L20?
Because it suited our work sizes. Perfect for the jobs that we do currently that fit on tubes. It just was so perfect we couldn't go wrong.
We came here not long ago, Paul. It was probably about 3 or 4 months ago, and the machine had not landed, but they were looking into buying this machine to make the really complex optical parts they're doing in one hit now.
Yeah, I mean the machine itself, from a technical element, is a twin spindle turning cell or mill turn machine with a true milling head. It's equipped with power, it's equipped with speed, and the flexibility really is pretty unrivaled in the sense that you've got an 80 station HSK 63 tool magazine. So whatever you're making, and I mean this part, Ian was telling me that it's actually gone from 6 different machines down to 1.
Okay, so it's a ZX speed probe and it's a tool length probe, so we can measure the length, measure the radius, or any breakages on the tool at all.
And what the advantage is, it's not just to check the tools there, is it?
No, it's setup time as well, really.
How accurate is it?
Okay, so when you're probing it actually probes up to 3 decimal places, so it's really accurate.
So if we're doing multiple components, you know, you don't need to be stood in front of the machine, do you? You can rest assured that if it's out of tolerance, it either shuts the machine down or alters the offsets.
Yeah, definitely. So if you've got a breakage of a tool or the tool's gone up into the tool holder or something like that, it will test the tool and it will give you an alarm to say, look, something's gone wrong with the tool, just check it before an accident happens.
STAR's ethos is engineering, and I'm an engineer, and this is why we provide really good solutions for customers like Paul, because he's an engineer and we are on that same wavelength of what he wants and what he wants to achieve. So it's not all about the sales, it's about offering an engineering solution to the customer and being on that same wavelength for them.
You've had a record month, which is amazing during a pandemic, so well done to you, and loads of new customers as well on board with STAR. Why do you think that is?
I think it's a combination of many things, but it's going back to the engineering ethos of STAR, and we always want to build on that engineering ethos and find out what the customer wants and what the customer needs as well, and we'll build on it. For like Paul, we helped him with a component on this machine, which is his latest purchase, to get it up and running before it landed here, because that's what he needed.
MTD CNC are at JWA Tooling today, and I'm joined by Harry. Harry's going to give us a live demo illustrating how easy it is to change from a Hainbuch collet to a Hainbuch 215 jaw module. We're at Wardown Engineering in Dunstable. Now they've got their first sliding head machine. It's a Citizen L20 Type 8 with LFV, but the reason for this video, throw you in at the deep end, Sam. This is your first sliding head machine, is that correct? I have the pleasure today to return to Brafe Engineering in Ipswich on behalf of Sodick and MSC UK with Ben Miller.
Hey, Jill.
Now, Ben, this is an absolutely fantastic application, and we're going to be looking at the machining of a solid titanium billet.
And if we've got an engineer in there working on a machine, we've got to make sure, Teresa's got to make sure that engineer's supplied the next day with the parts. They can actually carry on, get the customer into production. And spindles is a big part of the business. There are companies out there that make it their business sometimes to replace spindles on machine tools, but we are very, very self-sufficient. As Teresa said, we've got a rebuild program that operates in, again, the 3 centres we've been talking about. We've got exchange spindles that we can use. We will price match against these people. It's got to be like for like. So if we're asking to be like against a company down the road that's rebuilding the spindle that's using, let's say, grade C bearings, and we're using grade A, that's not reasonable. That's not price matching. So we've got to be like for like. But we will use always grade A spindle bearings, as with our guideways, it's grade A. And we can give that program, support the whole program.